Yesterday, Britain seized an Iranian tanker carrying weapons. Then maybe drugs. No? Okay, then for sure it was carrying enriched uranium to Syria, right? No? Now, enough with guessing. The Iranian tanker was carrying oil. Yes, you heard it right. Oil, and it was attempting to enter the Mediterranean through Gibraltar that was bound for the Syrian people on the grounds that it violates EU sanctions which are designed to cripple Syria economically. The government of Gibraltar said on Thursday it had reasonable grounds to believe the vessel which was seized to the east of the British overseas territory was carrying crude oil to the Banias refinery in Syria. Iranian state TV said that the British ambassador in Tehran had been summoned over the illegal seizure of the tanker carrying Iranian oil. So the war on Syria started with the so-called Arab Spring fashion. Then a media campaign has been launched to trigger a proxy war. Later, the anti-Syria camp exported tens of thousands of foreign terrorists to kneel the government of Damascus. And when they failed, the US and the EU have decided to deprive the Syrian people of the basic needs, and by doing so, they think that the popular base of the Syrian government will rise against Assad because he is not able to secure all the basic needs. This is a very dirty game and economic terrorism. But who cares, right? The Syrian people should be punished because they didn't abandon their president. Some of you may ask why Syria is buying oil from Iran in the first place. Syria has oil. Well, because almost half of Syria's oil and energy sources are occupied by the US and its proxy forces in the eastern shores of the Euphrates. It's true that the Kurdish militias are selling oil to the Syrian government, but in small quantities. Some may also ask why Iran is sending tankers from the Persian Gulf to Cape of Good Hope to Gibraltar and finally to Syria, and not simply through Iraq or the Suez Canal. There are different answers to this question. Now, through Iraq, while some analysts claim that the road between Iran, Iraq, Syria is not safe yet and ISIS has sleeping cells on the way, others say the US bases in Iraq and Syria will stop the shipments. In the same context, some also argue that Iran cannot send 300,000 tons of oil to Syria through road tankers. Then why not through the Suez Canal? There is also two analyses. Number one, Egypt is following the US and EU sanction regimes against Syria. Or two, since the Iranian tanker Grace 1 carries 300,000 tons of oil, the maximum load that can pass the Suez Canal is 160,000 tons. Now, whatever is the true answer, there is one undisputable truth. While ISIS was stealing the Syrian oil between 2013 and 2015 and selling it to Turkey and later to Europe and Israel, the so-called US-led coalition, including the UK against Daesh, wasn't interested in stopping the theft of Syria's oil. But the UK is now stopping oil tankers delivering energy to the Syrian people. This is pure piracy. This is economic terrorism.